How's it going, everybody? It's Pride here and welcome back to another video. This one's probably not going to be so long. It's mainly going to be me talking a little bit about E3 and my experience with it going for the first time because, well, I've actually never been invited to E3. I've lived in Los Angeles my whole life. It's always been in LA in the convention center that is literally 12 minutes away, 10 minutes away if there's no traffic, maybe even less sometimes. But finally, I believe this is my first year where E3 is coming around where I am a managed partner with Machinima. Luckily, I was able to get a media pass. I did not have to pay for anything like you peasants, you normals. So it was basically available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's when you were able to go. I only went on Tuesday. That's the only day that I could go. And I could go the other days, except I wouldn't be able to go together with my brother because somebody had to stay home and take care of the dogs, because one of them has epilepsy and sometimes she gets attacks, and that's Princess, and then sometimes Cookie the dog and Princess likes to fight, and that can happen while nobody's here. They'll kill themselves. You know the troubles of having dogs if you do have dogs. But I went on Tuesday. We went pretty early. We wanted to get in line before they even opened the doors because we thought there would be a lot of people. Now we went early. I think it was about 11 a.m. That's when media gets in. When the people who were like me, where either they have a YouTube channel, managed partners, their networks get them media passes, or they actually work for media. They're any type of media related to a website, let's just say Kotaku or something. They write for them. They're a janitor there. They could probably get a media pass. The normal people that did pay for their passes weren't allowed to go in until 2 p.m., a little bit later. So you'd imagine, right? Oh, cool, that's sick. So only media, not even the normals are in there yet. It'll probably be kind of empty. You'll be able to play a decent amount of stuff. Absolutely not. There was still so many people there. And it kind of, made me realize, God damn, Media Pass is not special. I was walking around there with an air of arrogance. I pushed one guy that was sweeping the floor that was in my way. He said, "Hello, sir." And I pushed them down to the floor. I said, "I am media." But there was a lot of people in there, and I could not really play anything because I did not want to wait 2 hours to play 15 minutes of one Black Ops 4 map or a 10-minute Spider-Man demo. That's literally how long the lines were. But one thing that I did get to play there while walking around, walking around was cool, like as an experience that I had never had before. Walking around looking at all these posters for these games, all these people advertising these games. I didn't get anything free. I think some people were giving out free stuff, but you had to wait in line or sign something, and I didn't want to do that. As you hear the helicopter in the background coming to pick me up, because again, I am media, I got to play Code Vein, and it was pretty awesome. It wasn't really that long. The helicopter's landing on the roof right now. There was 2 people waiting in line for Code Vein and the little corner that Bandai Namco had for Code Vein and Soul Calibur. So I could get right in there. It was a 15-minute demo, very short. There was pretty much 2 paths that you can go on. You can go on the main path. There was a couple of bigger enemies. By the way, we were playing on a 50-inch TV. It ran like shit, by the way. I don't know if it was because of the TV or the game itself, but it really was not running. It kept going down to like fucking 15 frames per second. Especially when you get to the boss. In the actual little menu itself, there was an option to go directly to the boss fight instead of having to go to the enemies and, the bigger little mini bosses that were around. The boss that I fought was this tall, blue ice lady. She was very thick. I remember that. She was half naked, but it was like that type of half naked where it's like anime, so it's like you can see the boobs, but it's just skin, and it was all blue skin. 2.5 times bigger than your character. I did not beat her right away. I'll go ahead and say I did not win against the boss. There was a lot. Her moves were pretty brutal, man. She had this one sweeping move. By the way, she was kind of like a weird stripper pole dancer type of boss. She had this move where she got on her like big wooden stick and spun around it, kind of like they do on stripper poles. And then she would start spinning really fast, and she would shoot like these ice clouds towards you, and they would hit you and do a lot of damage. She had these moves where she would glide on the floor using her ice. And whenever that happened, by the way, it would tank down to like 15 frames per second. It would be really hard to dodge. And that thing pretty much one-shot you. After spending about 10 minutes with my brother standing next to me talking about Code Vein as well, I could not beat the boss, and I didn't really feel like getting in line again to try again, even though I could, because like I said, there was about 2 people waiting in line. I didn't really do that, and after that, me and my brother just kind of walked around, especially upstairs. They have a bunch of meeting rooms. These are the meeting rooms where they have the exclusive demos where you either get to play hands-on yourself in a small air-conditioned room with maybe 10 to 15 to 20 people with nice small monitors, 20-inch monitors, usually the ones that have, you know, the fast millisecond response time, and you could get a bunch of hertz to get a bunch of frames per second with a nice headset. I couldn't get in any of those because those are all appointment based. You gotta set appointments weeks in advance. I'll definitely know that next year if I end up going to E3 again, because one of the games that they had there, and by the way, it was actually not a playable demo. They had Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice there, which was the game that I was hoping to try to get in. I tried to get my contact to get me in. If it was a playable demo, she would have probably been able to get me in, but apparently she had told me that there was no playable demo. It's just a kind of like a presentation showing off the game. So sadly, I couldn't get in there, and to be honest, I didn't really want to go in there to see that. All the info that we got, and I made a video on it, by the way, came from that demo. It would have been cool to see, but I didn't really want to, you know, go all the way over there, go in there, wait in line again just to see a 15-minute demo. It was a cool experience. I definitely would go again. Going the first day before the normal people are allowed to go in is probably the best way to go, because they said they had about 60,000 total people each day. I probably was there when there was maybe 20,000, and it was crazy packed. If you live in LA and you want to pay a couple $100 to go to E3, I probably wouldn't, because again, odds are you're not going to get to play what you want unless you're down to wait 2 or 3 hours in line. It's cool to walk around for a couple hours, but then you're going to be walking around, you're going to be going around the same areas. You notice that there's a lot of games that you just kind of don't care about either way. A shit ton of people in your way when you're trying to walk by to get to maybe the next area where you want to go to. Me and my brother left after like 3 hours. We didn't even make it from like 11 to the point where people could go in. We're like, you know what, let's just get out before the normal people get here. The normies, the peasants get here. But playing Code Vein was cool, man. It's cool to get a first-hand look before this game is even out. I mean, it could be a straight-up demo that they release. I wouldn't be surprised. But it is an early build of the game. It felt nice to play when I was just running around. The controls, the options to change the button layout, I actually could not figure out because it was grayed out. But the button scheme, especially for, you know, your strong attacks and your normal attack, your light attacks or whatever, like in Dark Souls, they are R1 and R2. In this game, it's like Neo. Square was your regular old light attack, and triangle was your heavy attack, and there was a shit ton of options in the screen, like different spells and stuff. Since I only had like 15 minutes with it, I couldn't really, you know, dive deep into it, but it was cool to play. I'll definitely be playing that game when it comes out here. Probably, I think they said, what, September, right? That's the release date for this game. Let me just say that it did look nicer, a lot nicer in person, and this time around, than just looking at the trailers. In the trailers, I kind of looked at the worlds, they kind of looked all gray and boring. The trailer, or playing it myself at E3, it was actually really colorful, really nice looking. One thing that I think people are going to really like is the fashion, because there was some coats that you could change out that actually look really damn cool. That's about it for my experience from E3. I think my standout thing from E3 was when I was walking into the main area where it's the hottest, where they don't have air conditioning. And there was 3 people dressed as zombies for the Walking Dead game, and they were just walking around trying to scare people. That job must suck. But either way, guys, I just wanted to make this quick video talking about E3 and a little bit of Code Vein. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, everybody.